made of some of Hue's post-game comments in Tampa Bay in terms of wanting to help the offense, et cetera. Did you have any problem with those?
No, not at all. I've been around, a long time, been in this league, around a lot of different personalities. One thing I'll never be, is reactionary. I'm here for one purpose, and that's to help this offense, continue to grow this offense, continue to develop this offense. We're all on the same page. Nothing has changed. We have a lot of game plan meetings as a staff. Hue sits in a lot of those. He's in and out depending upon what he's doing that day and how much he's with the defense. But as I've said a number of times, I don't care where a good idea comes from. No different than one of the assistant coaches. Anybody that has a good idea, we talk about it, see if it fits, see if it works with what things that we do and the core things that we've worked on since in the spring, and good ideas go in.
Has he been more involved this week, and if so, how so?
It's been the same as it's always been. Like I said, he sits in a number of meetings, and everybody gives their ideas, and when they're good ones, we go with it.
In that vein, do you have to get, or does Antonio Callaway have to get more involved, or what can he do to become more involved in the offense?
You got to just keep coaching him. This is a young group. We have. I joked about it the other day. I got 5 kids. I call one Taylor, one Peyton, and it's the other one, Ella, Katie, Todd. I call Toddy one of the girls' names, and that's really, we got a young group. I'm calling Willie Streeter, Callaway. I mean, it's a young group. There's some new guys, new faces, and all you can do is continue to coach those guys. I know I beat it like a dead horse, but it is a process. It's a process to get these young guys to do what they're supposed to do. That's part of the trust process with the quarterback, of trusting that they're going to do what they're going to do, and it is a young group. I mean, we got a lot of young guys that are playing critical positions, and all you can do is coach those guys and coach them hard. Make sure they know you care. Make sure they know you believe in them. Make sure they know you're putting them in the best possible position to succeed.
How do you affect that learning process when you're also dealing with a young quarterback?
It's all the same. I mean, it's we're doing the same thing with Baker, but the difference with the quarterback is he's got to have trust. And there's guys that he trusts more than others, and in critical moments, situational football, sometimes he'll lean on those guys a little more than others.
Experience of working with a set-in-his-ways quarterback, which you had in Roethlisberger, and now working with a brand-new quarterback, Mayfield?
It's fun to work with any quarterback, especially ones that are good or ones that have a chance to be good. And this guy has a chance to be a good player. But it is a process, and it takes time, especially with a young group surrounding him. It's what I love to do. The process is what's a lot of fun for me, whether it's game planning Monday and Tuesday, seeing it implemented Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, see the guys grow, see the guys start to know what they're doing and understand their purpose and role on each and every play, and seeing them bring it to life.
Working with a high-profile guy like Ben, something you could kind of write a book about?
They're all different. They're all different personalities, but generally you're going to have alpha dog, ultra competitive guys that back in the old days probably would have been leading the army or the gladiators.
Sorry, I apologize. Did Hue have to clear the air with you? And to his point about getting the earlier, faster starts offensively, what do you think you can do there?
My sole focus is on trying to get this offense to be as good as it can, as fast as it can, as fast as I can. That is all in the rearview mirror. I mean, as I said, everybody's on the same page. Everybody has the same goal in mind, and that's to score enough points to win. I hate to put a stigma on starts. I know all of us want to start faster. The last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of positive about the way we've started early. Last week we got two first downs, a couple throws, a couple runs. That's how you need to start a game. We had a critical third down drop. If you drop the ball on third down, all right, it is going to stop you from having fast starts. So as I tell these guys all the time, I will accept drops, but not on third down and not in the red zone. You have to catch the ball in critical situations. That's part of this game. That's what it will be part of making us an offense that continues to grow and get better and be a top group. We're not there yet, but I will say that second half of the game last week in Tampa Bay was very encouraging. Yes, I want to start fast. We were talking about it today. We're watching Atlanta with more than likely a Hall of Fame quarterback and Matt Ryan, Julio Jones out there. It took them 26 minutes to score any points this past week against the Giants. So, it's just each week we found a way to shoot ourselves in the foot, and that's what it is. We have to execute. I've said, I don't know how many weeks ago I said it, we have to execute early. There has been positive plays available that haven't occurred for one reason or another, and we just got to keep on keeping on. Like I said, there's going to be down times in seasons. I've been on 2 and 4 teams that end up being in the playoffs, 1 and 4 teams that are playing big games at the end of the year. You just have to keep coaching them. You have to keep doing trust that what you're doing is the right thing, and keep doing it, and not deviate, and not be affected by anything else. That's the way it has to be. That's the way you become a good group and a good team.
You know what it's like for quarterbacks to go into Heinz Field in a big game for an 8th game? Is Baker at the point where you feel confident he's ready for it?
He's got to be ready for it. That's the situation we're in. The ironic thing for me, it's a good little note. In my 23 years, I've never played a game at Heinz Field as a visiting team. My first time coaching at Heinz Field was as part of their coaching staff, so this will be my first visit to Heinz Field as a visitor, and I grew up there, so it's a neat thing to me. He's got to be ready. The name of the game, and what I just said is I've been on teams that have started slow, haven't done the things necessary to win enough games. You keep doing what you're doing, and you keep getting better. And the teams that do that continue to progress week in and week out and just get better, have a chance to play in bigger games at the end of the year.
You think you're getting better?
Yeah, I believe fully we're getting better.
Hey, Todd, when you're analyzing the slower starts, overtimes have also kind of seemed to be that period for you guys where there's not much going on offense. Is it the same kind of issues that are plaguing you in the beginning of games, or do you look at the overtime periods differently? You've had 4 of them.
Yeah, it's been missed assignments, poor decisions, and I'm not saying the quarterback. There's been something that has shot us in the foot in some of those beginning of the game situations and overtime situations that have really potentially hurt us.
In what ways do you think that you're getting better offensively?
In all ways. I think, our rookie left tackle has continued to grow. We've seen some good play out of Joel Petonio. David in spurts and flashes has shown improvement. Baker has continued to improve. It is a growing maturation process at this level. Everything is different. The looks are more complicated with each and every week. When we go into the meeting room, we're watching tape. There's enough times where you see the light bulb go off to be encouraged that he's growing. Nick Chubb's continued to get better. Duke Johnson's continued to get better. the group as a whole, we've shown enough flashes to be encouraged, to not feel like this is out of line as the way I like to see it. I've been on teams now where I said, crap, we don't have a chance. Not many, but a couple years, during my career where you're like, what are we going to do? I have not felt that way. I feel like we have a chance every single time we go out there. We're a young group and we're growing, and we just got to keep coaching them, keep doing the things we know are the right things to do, and it will start to show. Maybe not as fast as everybody wants it to, or obviously as fast as we want it to, but you can't hit that panic button.
In terms of growing Mayfield, what's it look like between you and Zampese teaming up to make Mayfield learn on the fly as games are going on?
Well, that's what's going on, and it's not just Coach Zampese. I mean, he does a terrific job. That is one of my favorite rooms, whether I was a receiver coach, no disrespect to any of the players I've coached. Man, I can't wait to get to work every day, and as I've said in here, a lot to do with Ty and Drew, Kenny, Baker. It's fun. It's a great environment. I feel like we make progress every day, and it's just, it will show, and I don't have a doubt about it.
What kind of a jolt was it to have the Carlos Hyde trade that late in the week, last week? And then does that mean we're going to see more Duke? And there's a lot of talk about Duke's frustration level.
It was a jolt, and I think it was, it was something we as a group, offensively, normally I don't talk on Saturday mornings, pulled them all together to talk about, because it hadn't happened to me having a starter traded midseason like that before. Carlos came in here, and man, I can't say enough about him. He's part of that culture change, being one of the guys that helped that culture change, which is a big job. I don't know if everybody understands just how big a job is, and how it takes everybody to get something turned around that hadn't been going very well for a long time. And he held up his end of the bargain, and I told the guys, it's the NFL though, so we have to handle this. We had to handle that adversity no different than Ty going down. There's going to be a bad loss to San Diego. How you handle that adversity, as I said last week, is more important sometimes than the adversity or crisis itself. So I was proud of the guys. I thought, they were able to keep their focus despite losing somebody that a lot of guys really cared about and liked, not just on the offense, defensive guys too. He's a great kid, and I really wish him the best of luck. But it is the NFL, and we had to go on, and I thought we did a good job for the most part handling that.
The message today is the same that Baker delivered yesterday. We just got to keep working hard. We're getting there. No need to change, no need to panic. But that differs from what Hue did Sunday after the game. He felt there was a need of change, so do you chalk that off to just the emotions of a tough loss, or was it?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like, and we talked about it, and this is an emotional game. I mean, it is not for everyone. Coaching in the NFL, especially being in that spot, is not for everyone. It is a high pressure, high stress job, and we just got to keep doing what we know is right.
Just on that, did you when you were a head coach, did you ever say something after a game that you wanted to take back?
I'm sure I've probably said things today I want to take back. I say things at home I want to take back really quick. But I think that is something that gets overlooked at times. It is a great paying job for all of it. It's the greatest job in the world besides being a player. I tell the players all the time, they got the best job in the world. We got the second best job in the world, but it doesn't come without pressure and emotion and distractions. And I'll tell one more quick story because I always appreciated this. I got 5 kids. My house is chaos full time. When we go on the road and I'm in a hotel room, I don't know what to do with my, it's too quiet. But Dick LeBeau, we would always sit on the plane together on away trips. And I got to the plane. I was rushing. I think one of my kids fell down in the driveway. And he said, "You all right?" And I said, "Oh, just chaos at home. Todd Jr. fell. He's bleeding." And he sat there, and Dick was just is such a great man. And so that was my favorite time sitting by me. He looked at me and he said, that must come in pretty handy when you're calling plays in the fourth quarter. And you really, you know, when you got a household like that, you learn to block a lot of things out, and that's the name of the game. Block you all out, block, family out. I told the players, family, they don't always know what's right. They just want you to feel good, and we got to block it all out in season. And that is the way you become a good group and a good offense. You got to just keep those blinders on and keep working.
There was some. Go ahead, Enrique.
You got a little shout out from Ben Roethlisberger this week on his radio show. Did that did that feel good to you, or I don't even know if you knew about it? But
I knew about it because I get a little sheet with potentially stuff because I don't pay attention to it. Don't listen to it. I was trained by my father during the season. We didn't get a newspaper at the house. I think I told you this. He would not let the Post-Gazette be delivered to our house in season because he said anything you read may affect what you're trying to do. And I was a little kid, and it stuck with me. But I did read it earlier today, and Ben is a great player. He's been to the top of the mountain. I'm sure he's preparing. He's probably working on his quarterback sneaks and such. And we were working hard here and trying to be the best we can be because we have to be. We have to play our best game of the year against these guys. So it's a big game.
Guys in Pittsburgh who did say that Todd Haley will not be happy when they heard what Hue had to say. Is that just something?
It's all perception. It's all perception. I'm misunderstood a lot of time. I've learned to accept it, and what matters to me is that these guys respect, do what they're supposed to do, and get better. That's what I take pride in.